A misty day. Tiny seashells scatter the sand, while dull ocean waves ebb and flow, kissing the shore good morning. The beach is shrouded in fog. You aren't sure where you are or how you got here. You're just gaining consciousness, waking up to a blur of gray fog and the feeling of sand all over your body. Your clothes are absolutely soaked. Glancing around, you think you may have washed up on shore. Was there a fight? Did your ship crash? Where's the crew? Did you even have a boat to begin with? Your memory is just as foggy as the misty shores surrounding you. Now what do we have here? Oh my, oh dear. You look hurt, handsome sailor. I fear there are no other homes or islands nearby. Yes, this island is completely deserted, my dear. Many folk have come and go, but not many have survived the wildlife here. The sky creatures will eat you alive if they see you washed up at shore like fresh food. Oh, but I have an idea. Come quickly to my cavern. I have the medicine to fix you right up. This is your best chance at meeting hospitality. Follow me, follow my voice, and you shall meet love, grace, and pleasantries in the home of Cassia Moonscale. You must have been sick in the head to believe this scaly woman. You've heard tales of them. Sirens. Creatures of the sea with voices so sweet they could lure you into 100 death traps all at once. Was it too good to be true? Aching, bleeding, and in need of care, you lay contemplating your slim choices. If this was how you'd go, so be it. At least it'd be with a pretty woman. Snapping back to the matter at hand, you looked at her in those pale purple eyes and asked again for her name. Yes, it's Cassia. You don't have to call me by my full name, although Miss Moonscale would be fine. But that's a bit too formal for what I'm used to. I'm so lonely, sailor. I'd rather be on friendly terms with you. However, I do know that look. What look? You found the remark to be a little intimidating. A shiver climbs up your helpless body as she begins to lift you up, helping you walk. She's colder than you thought she'd be. You don't look like an idiot who washed up on shore, you know. If you know what I am, you know what I'm capable of. All I'll say is, don't push me to my limits. It's not an order, just a request. Sailor, dear, help me pull your weight a bit. It's hard to move with my tail up here. Usually I stay in pools of water. No, I'm not teasing you. I really try not to carry things too often. Even a small animal is a bit much for me. As long as you put one foot in front of the other, we'll be there in no time. Just keep walking. Watch your step. Small seashells, sticks, or spiky plants might interrupt your path. Be careful. I'll try to look out for the both of us, but I can't promise I'll be perfect. You watch the flora around you turn from sparse seaweed and shrub to more exotic, flourishing plants. A dense variety, originally covered by the fog. Their leaves are large and sweeping, some with mysterious hanging fruit. You're hungry.
All right, handsome. Welcome to the Moonscale abode. It's a little shabby and smells of sea things, but I promise it will heal you right up.
The house was made from coconut shells, large palm leaves, and other natural materials. It did smell just like the sea, but you liked that. It was familiar. In fact, Cassia Moonscale's hair also smelled of the sea. You caught the scent when she helped you up.
What's the matter? You've been eyeing my hair. Does it look a bit matted or anything? Oh, apologies for my crude appearance. I don't often get visitors. Ah, I see. Just caught up in the scents. Yes, it's much different than being out at sea. The smells here are sometimes refreshing. I use fruit foam in my hair to keep it soft. Here, why don't you sit down? I've a bench here built of soft bark and leaves. Don't mind the mushrooms growing next to it. Fun fact, they're sort of marine fungi only found on islands like this. They don't grow in abundance, but I've been helping foster new colonies on my land.
You find it interesting, but the mushroom talk only makes you hungry. You ask if you can help find ingredients for cooking.
You want to help with dinner? Oh, that's okay. I mean, you need not search for any ingredients. Besides, what would you even look for?
You actually aren't sure what you'd look for. You are unfamiliar with the island. Best to let Cassia handle things.
Yes, a good decision. Just let me handle things, sweet sailor. For now, you can rest. I do need you sitting up while I clean your wounds. Please understand. Not that I want to deny yourself rest. It's just a temporary ask. Oh, yes. The bandages are made from local flora. Leafy things, tied down with thin seaweed. If you need support for hurt limbs, I can make something that provides structure with thin but sturdy branches. This is a healing salve I mixed myself. I keep some jars of it in case I run into the more violent creatures that dwell on the island. But anyway, it's been a while since then, as you can see by the many jars lined up.
Cassia has a lot to say. It seems she has a lot on her mind. Maybe she's lonely? Despite first appearances, she seems kind. Maybe this isn't a man-eating sea monster.
Does that hurt at all? I'll try to apply this gently to your back. It cleans and heals at the same time. Convenient, right? Though it may burn a bit. Hopefully you aren't allergic, dear sailor. There we are. That's the most of it. Or all of it? Let me have another look at you. That checks out. Yep. Yep. Okay.
She's awfully close. You can see her eyes more clearly. Smell the dead sea on her skin. She's clearly had a dip in the ocean recently. perhaps right before she saw you. You notice small droplets of water run off her sheer garments. You try to keep your eyes in appropriate areas. You notice some seaweed twirled in her hair. It looks purposeful. A small braid with a pearly bead at the end. A hazy ray of moonlight beams through the circular window on your left. Cassia is glistening in the pale moon. The room is gently illuminated by fireflies kept in large jars, hung by dense rope. The light dances on her face. Her pale purple eyes carefully scan your surface. Right now, she looks more like a mermaid, you think. You ask her if she really is a siren, or something else.
Yes, I'm sure I'm a siren. A mermaid would not befit these teeth, don't you think? Frightened, are we? Don't be. I eat fish, sharks, eels, crabs, lobsters, so on and so forth, raw or cooked. I do either. What else do I use them for? Not just eating, of course. But I use them as scissors sometimes. It's useful to have something sharp around. These durable, pearly whites are more like a shark's teeth than a mermaid's. Or have you seen a mermaid like me?
You think for a moment, but the answer is no. Her fins are much bigger, sharper, wider. Her tail is thicker, longer. Her nails are sharp, and so are her teeth, like the gaping maw of a saber-toothed cat. She has the fierce eyes of a predator to match, despite the pretty color.
Exactly what I thought. From the mermaids you recall, they likely have softer features. They also live on prettier islands, for most of them cannot handle the harsh conditions of this one here. While I'm happy to call it home, it does come with some compromises, things you would not find if you had washed up on someone else's shore. Tree bark is unusually sturdy. Leaves are oddly sharp. Food is either hard-fought or hard to come by, and animals are unforgiving. I do not possess the magical mermaid ability or prowess to make friends with the island's creatures. Then again, things could be worse. I've been thriving so far. To me, my dear sailor, everything is eat or be eaten, unless I find someone who seems to be my equal.
You ask, am I an equal then?
Are you an equal? Well, are you? You're silly. I wouldn't have helped you otherwise. Besides, we're both hungry, yes? I've been learning to farm, so food is more abundant than it used to be. If things were scarce, you might have been on the dinner table instead. Boop.
She lightly brushes a claw against your nose.
But as you can see, I only need to feed myself. Now I have more than enough. I don't find happiness in stealing or killing or fighting anymore. You didn't feel like a threat when I saw you. More like a well-earned reward.
What did she mean by well-earned reward? Sounds a bit... I don't know. Your ears feel hot.
The reward being a change of pace, dear sailor. I'm still not going to eat you, even if you ask nicely. Right. Speaking of eating, I almost forgot. I hope you enjoy seafood. There isn't much else around. But I do have many other things to spice up the flavors. How do you feel about a stew or a soup? Great. I'm thinking some of these mushrooms I can saute along with some other savory spices. How do you feel about crab legs, lobster tail, and a few clams? I have a good recipe for a seafood soup with that. Alright, good. Let me start with that. It'll surely fill us both up.
It sort of sounded like clam chowder. The thought of a seafood feast made your mouth water a bit. You didn't know how long you had been stranded anyway. When was the last time you even ate? You didn't care. Right now, you'd been taken into a lovely woman's home. Despite her being more of a sea creature than a human, you still felt a pang in your heart when you saw her more womanly features. She still looked rather ethereal, with these unusually thick eyelashes and large eyes that seemed to glow in shadowy corners. Cassia Moonscale shuffled about her quaint abode. You could tell she belonged in the sea, but that she was quite used to shuffling on tree bark and rocks. Parts of her undertail looked calloused. Her deep, purply scales were much lighter on the underside. You hoped she wouldn't be uncomfortable by your curious gaze. After all, you had never been this close to any siren before. Turning to her shelves, you watched her grab various herbs and spices, fresh seafood from a strange-looking cold compartment, and what looked like a milky liquid as well as water. Things were neatly organized. You watched as tiny poofs of dust followed her actions. These shelves hadn't been recently used, but this was her abode, right? She claimed it so. You brushed the thought away and refocused on the strange liquid she just grabbed. A white poison? Or a delicious broth? You couldn't have guessed. So, you asked instead.
You're asking what this is? Well, it's a milk of some kind. Creamy, nutritious, savory with a sweet aftertaste. I gather half from jellyfish and half from manatees. Some other things are mixed in from grounded sea moss and safe-to-eat corals. It mixes well with soups. For garnish, there are various types of dried seaweed and other more land-dwelling things like those mushrooms I chopped up earlier. I also gathered things like ground-grown lemons and butter made from plant milk. I know it all sounds strange. Please be open to the new flavors. The textures might be startling too. Bear with me, sailor. You've probably had worse. Well, that's the spirit. Keep in mind the health benefits and the fact that you are too hungry to refuse.
Well, she was right about that. You felt your nerves come over you again. What if she was just fattening you up to eat you? Maybe she prefers her sailors flavored like stew. After all, you were wounded. But she fixed you up. Said she saw you as an equal. Even applied a salve to heal your wounds, which might take days or even weeks to do its job. You sat on her indoor bench next to these strange mushrooms, clothes drenched with the wetness of the sea. Your mind was quite lost. With your memory still foggy, were you willing to potentially risk your life for a decent meal? Or a disgusting one? Maybe, while her back is turned, you should slip away. You're staring again. The way the starlight glimmers on her scales makes you feel interesting. A hypnotizing attraction gradually builds fresh heat in your body. You feel a strange, Attraction, you think? It's actually quite hard to think now. All you can do is watch her. Suddenly, you watched her tongue slip out of her mouth in a strange fashion. It wasn't human at all, if you needed any more confirmation. It snaps you out of the hypnosis for only a moment. Then you watch the saliva drip down to her fingers. She's tasting the soup. No, she isn't. She's putting something from her body inside. Surely this is it. This is the poison. There's no way it's not. You feel like you're going crazy and your heart is aroused and racing from the fear and attraction.
The soup is delicious, dear sailor. Would you like to try? It's too hot right now. Maybe I can cool it down in my mouth and feed it to you that way.
You stare in awe of the words that just came out of her mouth. We just met. I don't know if that's a good idea. You're a polite sailor, not a drunkard or fan of the nightlife. Your work is honorable, but your body has other things in mind. You feel yourself lean forward. Your ears become hotter. Your mind grows fuzzier.
Oh my, dear sailor. You're quite forward. Taking your sweet chin in my hand, I can get a better look at this handsome face. Just as I thought. Remember, my name is Cassia Moonscale. Say it to me.
You can't help but obey her orders. You say her name over and over again. Your body heat climbs. It feels threatening.
That's it. Tell me how good it feels. Having the words rest on your tongue. Say my name again. 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 What a good sailor pet. I think I'll keep you. I see now that you were distracted by my scales. You see, when the moonlight hits them, it echoes a sort of hypnotizing pattern into human eyes. At least I know you aren't some kind of shapeshifter sent to capture me. Isn't that right, sailor? Look at those puppy eyes.
Oh God, the moonlight thing makes sense. You've got about half a brain to yourself now, and it's proving to be a struggle. You start forgetting your hunger. The food. Seafood stew. Wet, salty, warm, slimy, chewy. Ugh. It sounds disgusting now that you think about it. Your hunger lies elsewhere, somewhere deeper in your system. The Siren knows it. She wants it all to herself. Great. You washed up on a strange shore. Your memory is as useful as a dying sea slug, and now you have a siren woman staring at you with the eyes of a starving falcon. Maybe it isn't half bad, but you really weren't prepared for what she said next.
You feel the hunger, don't you? Who cares about the food anyway, my love? You have far better things to do. Besides, your wounds have healed, haven't they? Why don't we get you out of these sopping wet clothes into something drier, nicer? How about a nice warm bed? Yes, that's it. Nod your head like an obedient pet. You have no more words to speak. Just yes and no, but mostly yes. There's a good sailor. Oh, let me scratch your chin. Feels good, doesn't it? Siren hypnosis is like a drug, the best you've ever had. Soon, it'll feel like it's always been this way, and always will be. Just you and I, living our life happily together by the jagged shores, you will no longer feel pain, only pleasure, and a hunger for it that is never truly satiated, matched with a